Hi there, my name is Adam Castle, and I'm going to be walking you through this training session on how to find articles on your topic. So let's imagine you've been given this article, this academic article here called you can see the title there. It looks like it's by Serrata Tejada and then Santos del Rigo. So if you want to start with an article like this, what you can do is break it down into two different ways. So you can start by looking at the intervention first, or the diagnostic aspect. So you're looking for what interventions were working, how did they support engagement and development, or you can look at it from a theoretical approach. So the theory that they use in this article is sensory integration. So you can take a look here from that way. So this is the article. We're going to imagine that, let's say you're in class, your professor gives you this article to kind of break down and find more that are similar to it, and we're going to be going through two different approaches that will hopefully help you attack the issue from multiple angles and find the number of articles that are required for the paper or the research assignment. Okay? Sullivan Library, and today we're going to talk about how you can find articles on a topic. And today the topic is going to be autism spectrum disorder. And we're going to be exploring this from two perspectives. One perspective is from like a diagnostic example where we're looking for interventions that could work. And then another one is from kind of a theoretical framework approach where we can test and see if there are various theories that are put in practice. So one is from the intervention approach, and then the other is going to be from a theoretical approach. So first I'm going to go ahead and just search for autism spectrum disorder. This is in our main Dominican Discovery database, where you will find indexed almost 100 databases. So it's best to start here first, to start more broadly instead of getting very specific. We will be getting more specific shortly in some more medical databases like PubMed. But first I just want to show how we can start big, and then we can kind of narrow it down small with a few tips and tricks. So I'm going to go ahead and search here for that. And now it is bringing up. Okay, you can see the results page here. I've got 440,000 hits. So what I want to do here is eliminate things that I know I'm not interested in right now. So we know for, let's say we're writing a large paper, we want to find scholarly sources, right? So what we want here, we've got this is everything from ebooks to all types of research starters and things like that. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I click full text because we want things that are available in PDF that we can read right now. Peer-reviewed scholarly, and this means it's going to be coming from one of the hosts of academic journals that we have. And then I want to change the time because it's 8 years. I'm going to go ahead and change it to 2015 so that items that are showing up are only within that time frame. And you can see here it started out at 440,000. It is now in a much more manageable number of 109,000 with just a pretty general search terms, autism spectrum disorder. Right, so let's go ahead and look down. We can begin to see that we've got some coping outcomes. And with each one of these records, it's good you want to look at, they'll have some subjects indexed so you can see what the article is talking about. You can see the database source. So this one is coming from PubMed, one of the databases that I mentioned earlier. And also you can see all of the authors, when it was published, and which journal it was published. And this one looks like it's published in the Journal of Autism and Development Disorders, right? So if let's say I like this article, I want to go ahead and click on it. And then this will bring us to a more complete record where you can see the full list of authors. You have a whole bunch of options over here if you want to save it to your Google Drive, email it to yourself. But what you want to do if you want to save it here is use the permalink option. This gives you a link and save this link, not the link that's above, not this one up here, because this one has your password kind of accepted already into it. Because otherwise, if you save up here, it's not going to let you have access to the article. So over here, since we clicked on full text, it'll now see the PDF full text. But also you can see here, this is the abstract. And this will tell you about their strategies, what the research study was, what the research question was, and the results of that study. Okay, and you can also see it has all the references here. But if we want to look at it in an easier to read form, let's go ahead and click on PDF full text. And this is the full text of the article. So you can see here it's in the Journal of Autism and Development Disorders, 2023. It's an original paper, and then you can go right through here through the abstract and take a look through the article to find your information. And all articles are broken down mainly into, you've got the introduction, which is the basics, how they're setting up their experiment. A review of the literature. Then they'll go down to the methods, how they chose their participants, their measures, their procedures. And then here are the results of the study. And then moving through the results, they help with the discussion. And the discussion, while the results are the raw numbers, the discussion, this helps you understand what those numbers mean. And then the scientists will link their results to their theories and whether it proved what they thought was going to happen or not. All right? So let's go ahead and make it a little more complicated. So I'm going back to the results list. Let's say we're looking for something. We'd like to look for something. And again, this is from the interventions. So we're going to be looking for some interventions that support engagement and development for students, for children with autism spectrum disorder. So I'm going to go click on advanced search. And here's where we can add our different terms. So we're going to say support engagement. Autism spectrum disorders. Actually, let's go ahead and change that around. Autism spectrum disorders. And we're going to say that interventions. And then we're going to say that support, let's say, engagement. Go ahead and search again. Now, sometimes what it'll do is it will declick what I clicked previously, so I'll go ahead and select full text again. And it started out again with 60,000, so that's good. Now we're going peer-reviewed, scholarly only. With our filters are our friends here. This really helps you navigate and narrow down to that sweet spot of what we're interested in looking at. And then I'll choose 2015. And you can see here it went down from 60,000 to 25,000. So now all of these are going to be involved. They're intervention specific that are going to work with engagement or involvement of people with autism. So what we can also do down here, and then we'll start to look through it, predictors of attrition in a randomized trial, a social communication intervention for infant toddlers at risk, qualitative study on parental experience of involvement. Now, some of these might not be perfect, but it does help to go kind of beyond that normal first 10 results. So searching and digging through stuff is a good behavior. Also, trying new and different keywords. If you find that things aren't coming up in a way that you like, try different things. And normally we can use that. You will use the information from the articles. If you find a good article, you can use that information to pump back in and put it back into the advanced search so then you can find more. Okay. So over here, I want to go ahead and see if it will let me limit down by subject. I was hoping I could do children. There we go. So then I'll go ahead and select children as a subject limiter. So now, going down, you can see it reduced the articles to 1,000. So now we know these are going to be autism spectrum, coming from the intervention perspective, but also about engagement, involvement, and participation. And then again, you can change these words that will support engagement or support development or things like that. Or once you get into if you can narrow down into the term like what type of engagement, if it's social communication like one was having here, or sensory processing and its relationships. So maybe putting sensory processing instead of engagement could be a good tactic or strategy here to get more precision in your search results. And again, this is coming from, we're looking for certain interventions that people have conducted these experiments and that will help you get the articles you need for your paper. Is coming at it from with a theoretical framework already identified. So we're going to use here the theoretical framework of sensory integration theory. So we're going to start with our advanced search. Then we'll do sensory integration. You might integration. It depends. You might want to do therapy. You might want to take a look here. But the whole thing that I'd like everyone to take away from this is you've got to try a lot of different ways to approach a topic through different keywords, and sometimes you need to switch it up a little bit to get the best, most robust results. Okay, so we're going to do here autism spectrum disorder and sensory integration theory, and then we'll see what comes up. And again, the other approach that we talked about was the interventions first approach, looking at the diagnosis. How do we diagnose this problem? This is coming at it from the theoretical framework first. And you can see, hopefully, by the end of this tutorial, you'll see the benefits of both. So we'll still go down here and do full text, peer-reviewed. And then also we want to make sure it's from 2015 and above. It's updating each time. Now we've got 3,000 hits. And then also, since we want to work with children, we're going to go ahead and limit it down here. Let's see. It would be nice if children came up as well. Yeah, we'll go ahead and click on children there and update. So we know now this is we've applied a whole bunch of different filters, and now we can take a look at the theoretical approach by looking into these articles about sensory integration theory and autism spectrum disorders. So now that I've taken through both the diagnostic aspects of doing a search on our Dominican discovery and the sort of theoretical aspects and through a keyword searching approach, I'm going to show you how you can do the same approach through different databases. So we're going to go ahead and eschew using things from the Sullivan Library database, and we're going to go right to our research guides. So our research guides are guides that the librarians have put together and have curated that are based entirely in your discipline. So we're going to scroll down and go to the occupational therapy one. And then you can see here we've got a whole bunch of different options, from finding books, finding articles, useful links, gray literature, and you can expand that. Something from orientation, evidence-based medicine. These are all nice to look for. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Find Articles first. So then you can see we've got our Dominican Discovery that we've been using, but we've also got a couple other databases that can be very useful if you want to search them independently, from a psychological angle. CINAHL is the nursing angle, but I'd like to focus on PubMed today. This is a huge database from the National Library of Medicine that can help us with our search in here. So I'm going to go ahead and use our main search terms here. Autism spectrum disorder. Search it. Then you can see here we've got 56,000 results, but I want to go ahead and make it a little bit more specific. So I'm going to go in advanced search, where I'll begin to build terms in the search box. So autism spectrum disorder. Add it. Then I'm going to add, let's see if we want to do the sensory integration. So I'll go ahead and use sensory integration theory. Add that, and then we're going to do another search here. You can see it went down to 55 results. So this is a much more navigable array of articles. So we can see here we've got Ayer's theories of autism and sensory integration revisited towards an interdisciplinary understanding of sensory dysfunction and autism spectrum, an integration of different types of literatures. And again, this might look confusing at first, but as you build your knowledge base and you're reading through these articles, you'll be able to pick out things that look and sound like that are things that you're interested in, that are pertinent to your research. So over here, I haven't done any of the age filters yet, or any of the year filters. So let's go ahead and just do 5 years. And let's see, 23 results. So now we're cooking. So we can go ahead and take a look at these. And again, it's part of the process to put in new search terms with each search to try to build and find sometimes maybe hard to find articles. And we can also take a look at the left-hand side if you're looking for a specific clinical trial, a systematic review. That's where they review. They'll take maybe 10 to 15 other articles on the topic and take a look at them and review what are the trends, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, things like that. So that's another way to help yourself and find the information that you need by using a specific keywording approach and by narrowing it down using what information you found in the articles, the filters on the side, and also different databases that we found through our occupational therapy research guide right here, and you can get to that from the main library page, and it's in our research guides. So if you have any more questions about this, we do offer one-on-one training, and if one-on-one help, we call them a research consultation. If you're in the midst of a project and you need some more specific help, we can do these via Zoom, or if you want to pop into my office, please just send me an email, and then we can figure it out. And here's how you do that. Ask us. And here's the research appointment form. Okay? Thank you guys very much.